Hey guys, welcome back to the Distinction Factory where we make our mark. And today we are going to be tackling a grade 10 financial maths question which asks us to solve for I representing our interest rate. So down here I've got a little question. It says that Karen decides to invest 10,000 Rand for 3 years and she collected 15,000 at the end of the investment period. So they want us to calculate her interest rates if it was simple interest and B if it was compound interest. So our formulas should be learnt off by heart by now, and we can go ahead and get our variables that we can substitute in. So they tell us that Karen invested 10,000 Rand. That means that is the amount that she put into the account at the start. It does not have any interest on it as yet. So that is our P value. So I'll say P is equal to 10,000 Rand. Then it says for 3 years. 3 years is our investment period, our number of years, which is represented by N. She collected 15,000 Rand. So that's an important bit of information. This is how much she got at the end of the investment period. So that means that it has interest collected on it. This will then make it our A value. And the missing variable is I, which is our interest rate that we'll need to calculate. So usually what people do is they substitute into the equation first and then they move the numbers around to get I alone. But I do not enjoy doing it that way because the numbers can get a bit confusing if you're moving a lot of numbers over at a time. So I'll first get I alone on the one side. And then once I've made I the subject of the formula, I'll substitute into my equation. So I'm going to just write out my formula here. A equals to P into 1 plus I times N. And we are getting I alone. So I'll take the P across to the other side. And when I move that over, it's now being multiplied to the bracket. So it will become division on the other side. And I'm left with 1 plus I times N. All right, we then need to move the next thing that's furthest from the I, which would be the 1. I'll take that across and it's now a positive 1. So when it goes across, it will become a negative 1. So I'll have it as our fraction, subtract 1 is equal to I times N. And now for our last step, we need to move away the N, which is our number of years, to the other side. And N is now being multiplied by I. How do I know? Because there's no symbol in between, it's just a dot. So that represents multiplication. So when I take it across, it will become division. So everything that's on the left-hand side at the moment, the whole thing is being divided by N. Okay, now that I have my I alone, I can then substitute into this equation, type it into my calculator and get my answer. So the A value is 15,000 Rand. The P value was 10,000 Rand. We've got the minus 1, which is outside of the fraction. And we are dividing this by N, which was 3. Okay, so from here, I can go ahead and type it into my calculator. I'm going to put open brackets and the 15,000 with the fraction button so I can make it over the other 10,000 that we've got for P. Exiting the fraction, I'm going to put my negative 1 and the entire bracket is divided by 3, which equals to 0,1667. Okay, but remember that this is the decimal version and we want the interest rates as a percentage. So we're going to take our answer and convert it to a percentage by multiplying it by 100, which equals to 16,67%. Okay, great. I hope you enjoyed that video. Join us for how to complete the compound interest solving for I. Thank you.